Hey guys, I'm Eldon Williams. I'm the owner and operator of Burleson Power Washing. Real quick, in this video, I'm going to go over some of the things you have to watch out for when you hire pressure washing companies. First thing right off the bat is lack of insurance. You've probably never seen it before, but this is what a company's insurance policy looks like. Let me direct your attention to the top right. $2 million in aggregate, $2 million in products, $1 million in personal and advertising injury, $1 million each occurrence limit, $100,000 to damage for property damage, and $5,000 for any medical expenses. Guys, this is super important because when you hire like a handyman, he doesn't have insurance, and therefore he's not going to take responsibility for anything that might happen. Now, in all the years I've been in business, I've never had to use this. But it's the same thing like having health insurance and having automobile insurance. Life happens sometimes, and sometimes it's out of our control. By having this insurance policy, I am ready to take responsibility at any time if we do make a mistake, which we haven't. But it would be very irresponsible for me as a business owner to put my customer base at a disadvantage like that. So always ask for the insurance. If they don't have insurance, don't do business with them. That means they're not taking customer satisfaction seriously. If they're cutting corners on the insurance, what kind of corners are they going to cut on your job site? So that is insurance. And that kind of covers the property damage. But let's talk about that, right? So a big misunderstanding when it comes to pressure washing is I use a lot of PSI, pressure per square inch, to clean surfaces. But that's actually how things get torn up. The correct way to clean exterior surfaces is through the use of different chemicals. Let me give you an example. So right here, there's a bunch of mold inside of that stone. That stone is extremely soft and it's very expensive. This was an apartment complex that we did, very high end. Everything is very expensive. Guys, if we went and blasted that with 3,000 PSI, we would have totally torn up that surface, and we would have done indention marks. Indention is where you push the stone into itself and it leaves a very ugly mark. Wherever your wand went, that's what you're going to see. So this is a prime example of the use of chemicals. So we're going to apply the chemical, let it sink into the pores of the stone. It's going to kill the mold from the inside out. Okay, the water isn't going to kill the mold. You might rinse it off the surface layer, but it'll be back in a few days. By us applying the chemical solution, we're sterilizing it from the inside out. And that's how we're going to get the biggest bang for our buck in terms of the customer's money. You know what I mean? And it was like that all the way down. So we had to use the chemical solution to kill the mold from the inside out. And that is the proper way to do that. And that is the scenario for a lot of the external cleaning. Whether we're going to wash a house or washing concrete, it doesn't have to do so much with the water pressure or the water. There's an appropriate chemical for every situation, okay? Here is another example of the use of chemicals. So we do, at Burleson Power Washing, we mainly do commercial work. Like 80% of the work that we do is all commercial. And a lot of the times at the restaurants, at Chick-fil-A's, at McDonald's, you're going to see this black stuff on the ground. That's from the wear and tear. That's just from the rubber from people's boots. It's grease, it's dirt, it's grime. It's nothing good. And so only using water to clean that up isn't going to work. You have to use the appropriate chemical. And in this situation, you have to use a commercial grade degreaser. And it makes all that black come up super easy. And you can see the results that we get. Water alone isn't going to get that up. Just like on the video beforehand, water alone isn't going to get up the mold. It's a different chemical for different scenarios. And right here, the way that we remove gum is not through a high PSI, it's actually through using hot water. Okay, whenever you try to remove gum using PSI, you etch or rip off the surrounding concrete in an attempt to remove the gum stain. The way to remove gum is through the use of hot water. We're just going to melt the gum off the concrete. Guys, if you hire someone and all they have is water and all they know is water, They're going to leave marks. They're going to tear stuff up. Maybe they damage the window seals on the house. You know what I mean? Then there's a process and a procedure to give us the maximum cleanliness at the maximum safety level. Okay, that is our commercial rig, and that rig is about $80,000. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because we can't do hundreds of thousands of square feet in commercial work if we're using equipment from Home Depot and Lowe's. We're not a handyman. We do this full time, and we have all the associated equipment that we need to get big projects done at a very high level. When you hire someone who has residential equipment, they're going to cut corners because it's taking them way too long to get anything done. You definitely need commercial equipment for commercial jobs. With residential, it's different. Okay. Let's go talk about communication. Okay, I'm huge on communication. Look at all these YouTube videos that I've made just in the past few months. It's endless. Okay, communication is key in any business, right? So most people think pressure washing is just spraying water. They're not really aware of the chemical side and whatnot. So by me making videos and communicating what the problem is and what our solution is, it manages expectations, and they know that it's getting handled the right way. When other people are hired or other companies are hired, they might not have the experience or knowledge on how to properly address situations. So they're just going to use water. But they're going to use water, it's not going to be clean. Therefore, they're going to use more PSI to solve the problem, and that's how things get torn up. Okay? One thing I want to hit on is upselling. The pressure washing industry and market is saturated with big companies that take advantage of new people that come into the industry every year. If you look it up, there's thousands and thousands of people across the country that get into pressure washing every year because they think it's easy. They think they can make a quick buck. They're not. They're just new. Okay, and so these industries, these pressure washing stores are basically designed to take advantage of them. So they're going to buy things that they don't need to buy. They're using products they don't need to use. They're telling customers. They're trying to be an authority in the pressure washing industry when they are not yet an authority. They don't know what they're doing. So to better protect yourself, I highly recommend getting a few quotes. Okay, that way you're able to gauge people's knowledge and communication, which are extremely important. And you got to ask them if they have insurance. And asking them isn't good enough. They need to go ahead and send that to you, and you just need to request that, okay? So that's really all I got for you. I'm Eldon Williams, the owner of Burleson Power Washing. Thank you for your time, and if you need anything, thank you for the consideration. Bye.